See Arabella with sunshine in her smile, always wanting to keep it for a little while. She's curious and happy, a heart full of glee, exploring every wonder, just wait and see. She's got a twinkle in her eye, a giggle on her tongue, ready for adventure wherever it's begun. See Arabella, a spirit bright and free, living life with laughter just the way it should be. She's got a twinkle in her eye, a giggle on her tongue, ready for adventure wherever it's begun. See Arabella, a spirit bright and free, living life with laughter just the way it should be.
Zia Arabella and the Shield of Courage, Conquering Fear. It was a stormy evening in Brighthaven, with thunder rumbling in the distance and rain pouring down in sheets. Most people were safely tucked away in their homes, but Zia Arabella was far from ordinary. She loved adventures, and nothing, not even a fierce storm, could keep her from exploring. However, tonight was different. Tonight, Zia would have to face her greatest fear. Earlier that day, Zia had heard an intriguing tale from her grandmother about a legendary artifact hidden deep within the Whispering Woods, a place that even the bravest of souls avoided at night. The artifact was known as the Shield of Courage, and it was said to grant the bearer the strength to face their deepest fears. Her grandmother had said,
"Many have tried to find the shield, but few have returned."
The Whispering Woods are full of strange creatures and dark secrets. It's not a place for the faint of heart. Zia's eyes lit up with determination. She wasn't about to let a little fear stop her. Besides, she had a reason to find the shield. Zia had been terrified of the dark for as long as she could remember. It wasn't just the absence of light that scared her, but the unknown shadows and the eerie silence that accompanied it. But she was tired of letting this fear control her. So, as the storm raged outside, Zia grabbed her raincoat, a sturdy flashlight, and a small bag of supplies. She would find the Shield of Courage and finally conquer her fear of the dark. The journey to the Whispering Woods was daunting. The trees swayed violently in the wind, their branches creaking like old doors. Zia's heart pounded in her chest, but she pressed on, determined to reach her destination. As she entered the forest, the rain seemed to subside, replaced by an eerie stillness. The trees were so thick that they blocked out most of the remaining light, plunging Zia into near darkness. She flicked on her flashlight, the beam of light cutting through the gloom, but it did little to ease her anxiety. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig sent chills down her spine. Zia whispered to herself, gripping the flashlight tightly.
"I have to be brave."
The woods she went, guided by the faint whispers of the wind. The stories of strange creatures didn't seem so far-fetched now. She could feel eyes watching her from the shadows, though she couldn't see anything. Her mind raced with images of what could be lurking just beyond her light's reach, but she forced herself to focus. She had come too far to turn back now. After what felt like hours, Zia came upon a clearing. In the center stood an ancient stone pedestal, and upon it rested a shield. It wasn't large or particularly ornate, but it gleamed with a soft, reassuring light. Zia knew immediately that this was the Shield of Courage. She stepped forward, but just as she was about to reach for the shield, the ground beneath her began to tremble. Shadows emerged from the edges of the clearing, forming into dark, indistinct figures that surrounded her. Zia's fear surged, but she didn't run. Instead, she stood her ground, remembering why she had come. Zia said, her voice trembling slightly.
I'm not afraid of you. I know you're just shadows, and you can't hurt me.
The figure seemed to hesitate as if surprised by her courage. And Zia took a deep breath and sang softly to herself.
In the dark I find my light, facing fears with all my might. Shadows may come, but I won't hide. With courage in my heart, I'll guide. The storm may roar, the winds may cry, but I'll stand strong, no longer shy. With every step I rise above, courage in my heart and love. When the night is cold and long, I will sing my fearless song. For deep within, I hold the key to face the dark and set me free. The storm may roar, the winds may cry, but I'll stand strong, no longer shy. With every step I rise above, courage in my heart and love. When the night is cold and long.
With those words, Zia reached out and grasped the shield of courage. As soon as her fingers touched the cool metal, a warm, powerful energy surged through her. The shadows that had surrounded her began to dissolve, their darkness fading into the night. The forest, once ominous and foreboding, seemed to lighten as well. The trees no longer looked twisted and menacing, but strong and protective. The eerie silence was replaced by the comforting sounds of nature, crickets chirping, leaves rustling gently in the breeze. Zia smiled, feeling a sense of peace wash over her. She wasn't afraid of the dark anymore. She had faced her fears head-on and emerged stronger because of it. As she returned home, the storm had subsided, leaving a clear night sky filled with stars. Zia carried the shield of courage with her, not just as a trophy, but as a reminder of the lesson she had learned, that true courage isn't the absence of fear, but the strength to overcome it. When Zia returned home, her grandmother was waiting for her by the fire, with a knowing smile. "Did you find what you were looking for, my dear?" Zia nodded, holding up the shield.
Yes, I did. But more importantly, I found the courage inside me.
Her grandmother nodded approvingly.
That's the real treasure, Zia. The shield of courage only reveals what's already in your heart.
Zia went to bed without her usual nightlight, feeling safe and secure in the darkness that night. She knew that no matter what fears she faced in the future, she had the strength to overcome them.